This is really going to be a renaissance downtown with all the sports facilities either coming out of the ground or being upgraded at Legacy as well. We're excited 3 years down the road. This is where our home is going to be. We'll be at Legion Field for the first 3 years, but we're going to see this come out of the ground over the next 3 years right behind us. And we're pumped up. The people that get in line right now for season tickets will be first in line for the new stadium. You're going to see real authentic football for the modern football fan. And what I mean by that is we've got some of the biggest names in football. Bill Polian, who's been GM of the Carolina Panthers, the Colts, the Bills, Hines Ward, Troy Polamalu, Justin Tuck. We have real football people putting the football product on the field. Well, that's the cool thing, is that we have first rights to all players within the state of Alabama and some other places like Mississippi State or South Carolina. So we've already got over 25 players on our roster right now going into camp that are from Alabama and Auburn and Troy and Samford and UAB. So these are players they've grown up watching. They know them. Chris Davis, Trent Richardson, Blake Sims, to name a few. They're going to see a lot of their homegrown guys come out here and play for their hometown team. And our goal is to have a UAB fan sitting next to an Auburn fan, sitting next to an Alabama fan, and they're all rooting for the same home team. You don't see that very often in this state, but it's also for the modern football fan, and that we're going to have a game day app. And if you're a fantasy football player, for example, and you're the GM of your team, if it's 3rd and 10 and you call a play and say it's going to be a post pattern and we call that, you get fantasy points for that in real time. But I think there are some nuances that are a little different in our game than you might see in college or pros. For example, we have no kickoffs. 80% of kickoffs end up in the end zone. We don't go for extra points. You have to go for 2 points. So keeping football on the field. And then as it relates to at the end of the game, you're down by 14, you just scored. You want to do an onside kick. We don't have onside kicks. You get the ball on your 35-yard line. It's 4th and 10. If you make it, you keep going. If you don't, you've just handed the ball over to your opponent knocking on the red zone. We're going to cut down the TV timeouts. The time in between snaps is going to go down from 40 seconds to 30 seconds. So all those delays that you see that elongate a game are going to be condensed down to really a fast-track game. Birmingham seems to be on somewhat of a sports renaissance right now. You've got the NBA coming to town with the G League team. You've got soccer coming to town on a professional level. And of course, you've got the Birmingham Iron. From a visibility standpoint, all of our games are televised. So we're going to have the spotlight on Birmingham for every home game and when we're on the road as well. So we have a great opportunity to talk and tell the story about Birmingham and the renaissance that this city and this region is starting to morph into.